Hello, everybody. We are live. Come on in, hit the like, subscribe, all those things. I'm so glad to have you guys with us. It is Freestyle Friday, like every other day, really. We talk about a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about Ray J, my boy. We're going to start out with Ray J tonight. We're going to talk about the update on Nick Reiner, the update in the Celeste and David um, investigation. We're going to talk about Melania Trump. We're going to talk about something we heard with Barack Obama. Like, we're going to talk about it all tonight, Freestyle Friday. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to come in. As I said, hit the like as you come in. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're going to give YouTube a chance to share out that we are live. Also, if you'll go ahead and share this live as well, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, become a member to the channel. All right, you guys, we're going to give people a chance to get on. I'll be right back. I'm going to get some water. That's it. I'll be right back. I'm not going to be gone for long. I think. Hey, Harlem, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm going to just run and get some water. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Y'all come on in. I'll be right back. I don't know how to turn this camera off. How do I turn my camera off? No. All right, I'm back, you guys. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to give them a few more minutes, Harlem, then we just going to jump into the conversations. Let me see. Did you see my boy went to court today? Aw. Yes, he did. If y'all don't know, I'm talking about Ray J. Yeah, they're coming. We'll give them a few minutes. They'll be here. Thank you for sharing all this. We're going to talk about it too. Let's see. They just giving me a little bit more time to prepare. There it is. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is the weekend and we are just, what is it? 6 days away from Christmas? 5 days Christmas Eve for those that do celebrate. I'm done shopping. Whatever didn't happen, just didn't happen. What is it? Harlem, I have a question. Was there another appeal or something else that happened with Tory Lanez, or have we already talked about that? I got something from I received something, but I feel like maybe we did. Okay. Welcome in, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Okay. Just a minute. It's my mom. Hey, right. Welcome in. We haven't quite got started yet. We getting there. We are getting there. I'll get my notes over here. Let me see if I can find it. Welcome in, everybody. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's a free way to support the channel, and it keeps us in the algorithm. We are slowly but surely making headway to 10K. You guys hear me say that every night, but we do gain at least 2 subscribers a night. So I'm thankful for that. Slowly but surely, right? So I appreciate it. Hey, Montana, welcome. Hey, Right. Hey, Harlem. Hey, everybody. If you're here, so I'm looking up Tory Lanez right now. I wanted to know, um, Right sent me something. Let me see. I think it's just that appeal that he was going to that he submitted for the Milagro Meg the Stallion case. Yeah, hey Montana, are you talking about the man, wife, and his 2 children on the way to visit their friend and in the private plane, in their private jet, and it didn't quite make it, and all the entire family was unalived? Is that the one you're talking about yesterday? Was it something else or Tory Lanez? I thought it was Tory Lanez. Did you hear? I thought it was Tory Lanez. But I'm looking, I don't see anything new other than the appeal After Milagro and Meg's sentencing, we then heard that he was submitting up an appeal for something in the same case. So, you guys, thank y'all for coming in. Like, we have 7 people right now and only 2 likes. Don't forget, hit that like button. It only takes you a half a second. We appreciate it. We appreciate you so. Yes, I heard about that. So we can talk about that as well. Unfortunate. That's just unfortunate. I'm gonna wait just about the gosh, why are all my glasses crooked? I'm going to give about 30 more seconds and then we can just jump right in. You knew him? Oh, Montana. Yes, I heard about it. We'll talk about it here. All right, you guys, let's just get started and we can start with Greg Bifo. I did hear that. I was just saddened by that because here's the deal, like it's the holidays and they were just going for a day trip to visit some friends on their private jet and it didn't make it. And his friends came out and they said that oh gosh, we can definitely confirm that it was him and his family because they were coming to spend the day with us. So that was very sad. Let's go ahead and take a look at that for you guys that don't know who he is. But private planes have terrible flight records. Very sad. Yes, right. I'm like, gosh, another private jet, another private jet. Is it the pilot? Are the mechanics like not paying close attention and having that safety first thing? Like, what is it with private jets that they continue to have this rate, this high rate of? So that's what I'm saying. Like, what was it then? Was it his pilots? Like, I mean, was it his mechanics? I don't know. But I'm going to share my screen so we can take a read at who he was for those that do not know. Again, y'all, welcome in. Happy Friday. Where y'all tuning in from? Let me know. All right, let's see. I'm gonna just read.
Jack, I want you to draw me like one.
Grasu Bifel's mother, Kathy, tells people her daughter texted her, "We're in trouble," before dying alongside her husband and NASCAR champion Greg Bifel in a plane crash. Kathy says the family was headed out for a birthday trip when the tragedy happened and says she's devastated and brokenhearted. Bifel and Christina, plus their son Ryder and his daughter Emma, along with 3 others. I didn't know there were 3 other people on the plane, died in the crash. So everybody lost their life. NASCAR champion Greg Bifel's wife Christina sent a horrid moments before the fatal crash that killed the couple, their family, and 3 others. Christina's mother tells people just before her passing on Thursday. Christina, 35, so young, texted her mother, Kathy, writing, "We're in trouble," Kathy tells people. She texted Christina, their son, Ryder, who was 5, and Greg's daughter, Emma, who was 14, who he shared with his ex-wife, Nicole, plus Dennis Dutton and his son, Jack, oh my gosh, and Craig Wadsworth. The group was heading out for a birthday in Florida, Kathy said. They would be killed on a birthday trip. It was just such a fun time for the family, she says. And to see the horrific way that it ended, it is so hard to bear. I cannot believe they're gone. Just the day before Christina and Greg were at her house. I don't remember what the last words that I said to my daughter or to Greg or to my precious Ryder, Kathy says. I don't remember. I know we hugged, but I don't remember those last words, and that's going to haunt me. But they were happy. Kathy says her grandson Ryder and step-granddaughter Emma, as well as Greg, had so much life and were doing so many good things before the tragedy. They embraced every aspect of their life and every moment she shares. And it is such a loss. They touch so many people's lives. I cannot believe they're gone. Kathy says that one of the last conversations with her daughter was about Santa letters that Christina would send at her own expense to families in need. She said, Mom, can you go pick up the last 17 letters that are at Staples? I want to get them in the mail before I get on the plane tomorrow, Kathy shares. So I ran over and got them and took them to their house. And when they got home last night, she put them in envelopes and finished them all up to get them off to those last 17 families to bring joy to them. And that would be the last thing she would have done. Mm. A friend of Christina's, Erica Zangwill, tells people that the mother of two had the biggest heart and loved helping other people before herself on Thursday. She was a one in a million individual, and I can't believe she's gone, says Zangwill, president and CEO of Carolina Aviators Network. Initial reports that Bifle's plane had crashed didn't identify the victims. A friend of the family, Representative Richard Hudson, later confirmed that Bifle family had died in a statement on X. I am devastated by the loss of Greg, Christina, and their family, and my heart is with all who love them. They were friends who lived their lives focused on helping others. Greg was a great NASCAR champion who thrilled millions of fans, but he was an extraordinary person as well and will be remembered for his service to others as much for his fearlessness on the track. The families of the Bifles, the Duttons, and the Wadsworths remembered them in a statement on Thursday afternoon. We are devastated by the loss of our loved ones. This tragedy has left all of our families heartbroken beyond words, the statement said. Did they even get off the runway? Okay, so let me get back to these. That's so sad. Let me get back to these comments. Greg Bifo, I actually knew him. I'm really upset about that. Sorry about that, about your friend Montana. Private planes have, okay, we said that. He was the pilot. I used to talk big trash to him. Most likely mechanical failure, but there was heavy fog and rain, the most dangerous time for a flight to take off and landing. They knew minutes after it happened it was him, just needed to inform family, etc., before it hit the news. There's no link on this on my laptop. I'm sorry. I don't know if it is. Again, I don't know how to do that. He was going to a Christmas racing event. Goofy 47 just finished his campaign stop in North Carolina. Brought, I wish I could hit that. I'm sorry. Brought old raggedy needle nose Peterbilt truck for $1,200 from Facebook Marketplace. Yes, short flight, knew they were in trouble and tried to loop back to land at the same airport and didn't make it. So, so sad. Who would have thought? So, our prayers go up for Greg Bifo and his family, especially during this holiday, and everybody that whose family was on that flight. Kids were on the flight. It's just sad. Um, Montana says he brought it for me to restore for him when I get home, since I always was talking trash to him. Dang, that's sad. Well, I'm sad to hear that. And God, you just never know. All right, we can move on. Dang, that was heavy. Let's move on, in which we got some heavy stuff with Nick Reiner too, but let's move on to Ray J really quick. So Ray J went to court today, this afternoon, regarding him pointing the gun at Princess and the children and the people in the home. So let's see if we can hear. I don't know if it's gonna play, but we can definitely take a look. That's sad. All right, so let's look at what happened to Ray J today in court. It's pretty sad too. But those are the consequences. So let me get the sound on.
You're going to miss the birthday, you're going to miss Christmas now. Ray, separately, are you and Sheila now an item? Are you together, you guys?
What'd you say?
Ray and Sheila, are they together? Are they a couple?
Where your wife at? Is your wife?
It's not. Did y'all see that? Let me play it again.
You're going to miss the birthday, you're going to miss Christmas now. Ray, separately, are you and Sheila now an item? Are you together, you guys?
Yeah, I'm freezing. I don't know what's going on. Like always. All right, y'all hear me, see me, all that stuff. It's the internet. Can y'all see me? Hear me? Let me know. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys can hear me. Ray J has been hit with 6 misdemeanor charges after allegedly pointing a gun at Princess Love in Thanksgiving Day live stream. Judge extends a no contact order. So Ray J is in a little trouble. He was arraigned Friday following his arrest on Thanksgiving Day. Officers with the Los Angeles Police Department were called to Ray J's home on Thursday, November the 27th, after reports came in of an assault with a deadly weapon tied to a domestic violence situation. Ray J was arrested for making criminal threats, according to LAPD officials, and multiple firearms were reportedly recovered from his home. His bail was set at $50,000, and he was released on bond later that morning after 11 a.m. This all comes in just months after Princess Love filed for divorce from Ray J for the 4th time, and for the charges, Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hochman has declined to file criminal charges. However, the LA City Attorney has charged Ray with 6 misdemeanor offenses, including brandishing a firearm, use of force, and child endangerment. And then the comment says, I don't think Ray was wrong to protect his kids because they were drunk. However, I don't agree with him. There you have it. So they're always the ones to lose. They won't see him for Christmas. Yep, it's always the kids. I mean, I wish I would have wished for like the judge saying, all right, you can see the kids supervised. Like you can have supervised visits with your mom at your mom's house, but your mom has to be responsible for the entire visit for half the day, and Princess can see him for half the day. I get why the judge said it, because there were firearms and they're calling it child endangerment. But again, the kids love their father, they love their mother, and now they don't. And it's his son's birthday. It has happened or is getting ready to happen, and there's a no contact order. But at the end of the day, you guys, don't forget to hit the like. We got 10 people in here, 2 likes. We got to get the likes up, y'all. Come on for me. Get the likes up. So, but at the end of the day, Ray has been on a lot of stuff. Like he's been doing crazy stuff. And a lot of times we bring things on our own. And so I don't know what the outcome's going to be. He's going to have to pay some money to an attorney to get his visitation rights. after whatever happens in court on these misdemeanors. Child endangerment is bad. So we're going to continue to follow Ray J, of course, and see what the outcome is. It's a mess. It's just a mess. It says don't matter how much trouble he gets in, Phases will always bail him out. So thank you, Montana. Thank you. All I'm saying is this. I don't condone him having a firearm around his kids. But I ain't mad at him for saying, y'all in my house and you're going to respect my house. My kids are asleep. If you want to get the kids, do it a different way. But right now, you're not taking them, and don't come in my room. Don't come up my stairs. Leave my house. And they bogarted and was going to take the kids drunk. So what happens? They were drunk. So, and was going to drive with the kids drunk. So anyway, I am glad that he didn't get any criminal felony charges, but I do need for Ray to reel it in and start doing things more responsibly because of the fact that he has 2 kids. And if he ever wants to see them again, he's going to have to get his stuff together because the judges, they don't play about the kids. They don't play about the kids, and all of it was captured alive. Montana says Phases will pawn her Christmas tree to get him out if he got locked up today. That's my boy. Ray J's my guy. He's my guy. I mess with Ray like that. And my ultimate wish or my ultimate hope was that him and Princess could have worked it out, but he blew that. So had to have a conversation with him about that just to move on. Am I feeling him and Sheila? Nah, I'm not. But they got offended that the TMZ guy or whoever the guy was asked them, so Ray, are you and Sheila an item? He's like, well, where your wife? Is he with the milkman? Is she with the milkman or whatever he said? So anyway, it looks like Sheila and Ray are being friendly with one another. She showed up at court with him. So there you have it. There you have it. So we'll continue to follow Ray. I definitely will continue to follow and see what the outcome is going to be for him. And I hope ultimately at least he can get some supervised visitation with his kids. He means, and Princess know this. Everybody know this. He don't mean to harm his kids in no way, shape, form, or fashion. But they both come together and they both argue in front of those kids. And you always see them yelling and crying in the back because of their arguments. So they're both responsible for that. The arguments got to stop in front of the kid. All that got to stop. But he's got to pay for having the guns. All right. So let's move a lot. I have a lot. Thank y'all for hitting the likes. We're getting there. Thank you. All right, let's move on. What's next? It is Freestyle Friday, and we have a lot to talk about. I want to talk about this one right here. Melania Trump, y'all. So like this, I don't know what it is. It's a, hold on. Yeah. All right. First Lady of the Streets of the USA. Yes, Miss Melania Trump. Let's talk about it. Let me show y'all this little trailer she got. Can we pin the disclaimer, please?
You go again.
Isn't that
Beautiful. Together with like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Everyone wants to know.
you have to update your YouTube again? I just had to update mine. Oh my gosh, again? Sorry about that. I don't know, why do we keep having to do updates? It's messing up people's live streams. It's crazy. But can y'all hear and see me? Okay, you can hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know. It just kicked me out again. But anyway, let's go back to Melania. We saw the trailer, and so here is what she has to say about it. Here we go again in Melania Trump. This time she knows what she's doing. The first lady is behind a movie that she has said will give her a better idea, will give a better idea of what it's like for her to move into the White House for a second time. On Inauguration Day in 2021, Melania Trump left Washington as a first lady. She wore a blue and orange caftan, a pair of navy flats, and a face-swallowing pair of sunglasses, the fashion equivalent of an out-of-office message. Given the event of January 6, 2021 had not yet been rewritten, she and her husband were as close to becoming a pair of political pariahs as they would ever get. Things change, she wants you to know. With her new movie, Melania, the trailer for which was released on this past Wednesday, Miss Trump is asserting direct and creative control over her story. In just over a minute, she tells Americans who have at times been mystified by her actions exactly how she wants to be seen. Here we go again. A slightly smiling Miss Trump says into the camera, a military aide on her arm and a wide brim hat on her head, as she heads into Donald Trump's second swearing in ceremony. This time with her eyes partially obscured and the curl of her lips visible, there is no question which history-making first lady she most resembles: herself. Barron Trump, her 19-year-old son, appears in the trailer in flashes. He is living in Washington and attending college these days, and raising him had been the central pursuit of Ms. Trump's first-term life. Now that he is grown, a few of her other priorities are coming into view. The First Lady appears to viewers as an involved and an assertive force in her husband's life, though only when she wants to be. In one snapshot from the trailer, Ms. Trump is rehearsing his inauguration speech, and he decides to wave the camera crew into the room. My proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker, Mr. Trump says, reading from the script. His wife interjects, peacemaker and unifier, she stresses. Her influence on him is real. Confidants of the Trumps say, but he does not take every piece of her advice as gospel. As president, Mr. Trump has tried to end wars, but has not yet pursued much in the way of unity. In what is perhaps the trailer's most interesting moment, she phones her husband from Trump Tower. Hi, Mr. President, congratulations, she says into the phone. He asked her if she watched whatever she was congratulating him about. Her office did not respond to questions about this event. Either way, she was not watching live. I will see it on the news, she tells him. And there they are. I don't really see her do a lot. The movie is directed by Brett Ratner, a director and producer behind movies like Rush Hour and The Revenant. Just as Melania serves to help Mrs. Trump assert control over her story, the project is a redemption vehicle of sorts of Mr. Ratner, who in 2017 was accused of actual misconduct by six women in an article published by the Los Angeles Times, claims that he denied. Paramount has also recently shown interest in distributing Rush Hour 4, reportedly at Mr. Trump's request, with Mr. Ratner at the helm. Importantly for Mrs. Trump, she is no longer the first lady, perhaps, but best remembered for fumbling a visit during her husband's first term to detain migrant children on the border wearing a jacket emblazoned with "I really don't care, do you?" on the back as she boarded the airplane. Wow. She is portrayed as in control and assertive, weighing in on her husband's speeches and sketches for gowns. Set to swelling instrumental music and introduced with the iconic roar of the Metro Goldwyn Mayer lion, a feline now held in captivity by Amazon Prime, the movie's distributor. Melania is meant to explore the days leading up to Mr. Trump's second inauguration. In 2017, a cashmere draped Miss Trump had a deer in headlights look about her as her husband was sworn in. That day, she had been worried about security, about her son adjusting to life in Washington, and about evoking an image of Jacqueline Kennedy, a woman whose physical presence she had wanted to emulate as First Lady. Things change. My fans and people would love to hear more from me, she said in an interview on Fox and Friends before returning to the White House. Right now, it's a day-to-day life. What I'm doing, what kind of responsibilities I have, she said about the crux of the movie. History is set in motion during the 20 days of my life prior to the U.S. presidential inauguration, Mrs. Trump said in a statement to Fox, which was shared by her office. For the first time, global audiences are invited into theaters to witness the pivotal chapter unfold, a private, unfiltered look as I navigate family, business, and philanthropy on my remarkable journey to becoming First Lady of the United States of America. Ms. Trump has periodically moved to market herself as a brand. What began as an interest in selling jewelry and skincare has transitioned into capitalizing on her time as First Lady. Last year, her memoir, Melania, became a bestseller. Her movie, scheduled for release January the 30th, is another attempt to benefit from her name, this time while she's in office. There you guys have it about your First Lady. So let me see what we're saying in the chat. Yes, we hear you. Maybe play video on tablet. Oh, yeah, instead of trying to pull it up, you're right. Maybe it's too much. You're scaring black. Yep. So she's a movie maker now. Yeah. Listen, here's my thing. I never hear from her on anything that has to do with the politics and the White House. And maybe that's a good thing about her. Maybe she don't need to get in the mix of it, or maybe I'm just missing it. Maybe she has said some things. I don't know, but I never hear from her. And as a vice president, I never hear from Vance. While we're talking about it, it's all him. Anyway, she said, so she's a movie maker. He hasn't ended any war. Strange relationship. Yeah, it's strange. She doesn't do anything, nothing. I never see her, nothing. She's just there. And I just took that as she doesn't even want to be there. It feels like she don't even want to be in that White House, or she just wants to do her own thing. Because when I was reading, it says she does what she want to do when she gets ready. Like if she don't want to do it, she don't do it. He said, scummy fans. What fans do she have? Yeah, I don't know. You're not supposed to benefit off the presidency. Well, she said she's benefiting off of her name. She's a brand while she's the First Lady. This time she's doing it just while they happen to be in office. Now, I'm not going to lie. Am I going to watch it? Yeah. I want to watch it. I'm going to see what she has to say, because you never hear her. I never hear anything that she has to say. So I'll probably watch it and I'll probably come back and we can talk about it. Okay. All right, so that's Melania. We see you, girl. We see you. Okay. We'll let you know what we think. Moving on. All right, so breaking news, breaking news. Let's talk about Nick Reiner for a second and his family. So listen, in the days after the unaliving of his parents, she hasn't been a model in 20 years. No, she hasn't. She's a pretty lady though. But I mean, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Who are your fans? Who are your fans? So moving on to Rob and Michelle and Nick and Rami and all of them, the family. So I was listening to a guy that was sitting right in front of the Reiner house, found out that Rami, their 28-year-old daughter, lives just right across the street from them. They are they're Catholic, so they believe in burying their loved ones within 24 hours. Unfortunately, they're not going to, of course, be able to do that because they're caught up all in the middle of medical examiner investigations and things like that. But they did, some of their celebrity friends, like Nick Conan, is that right? Conan? No, whoever party they was at. And the guy that Romy called, they all got together and they did a memorial for them, even though right now they cannot um, bury them. They did have a memorial for them. So basically, under any other circumstances, say that it was just natural causes or whatever, they would have been buried them because that's their belief. He said, as he sat out in front of the Reiner's house, that it was very eerie. In the beginning, when the LAPD arrived, they did not go into the home. And the reasons that they did not go into the home right away, was because they had to, because other people lived on the property, meaning Nick also lived on that property. So they had to wait for this arrest warrant, right? For first of all, not in knowing if Nick was still on the property or not, but because other people live on the property, it has to be protocol for LA, is that they get a search warrant before they go into the house. Once the search warrant is served, then they go into the home and they start searching the house. They said that the LAPD were they were adamant about finding Nick. At the time, they had already spoken with Romy. Not sure if she has kids, but they asked, like, is she in the home right now? Are you interviewing her in the home, or did you just go right across the street to interview her? Does she have kids in the house? If she has kids in the house, you probably don't want to do that in front of them. Like, there were a lot of questions. As he was sitting in front of this house, he was speaking to, this is another reporter. He was speaking to a federal, an ex FBI agent who came on the scene immediately because she said that she saw the flames, she saw from her home the airplanes in the air, and so she just kind of made her way to the Reiner home, like where the airplanes were, where the planes were, and where all the commotion was. And when she got down there, it was a horrible mess. Neighbors were saying they were kind of they knew them really well, because during the holidays, that the fence, they were standing outside of the fence where it was closed, but they said normally the gate is usually open and it was decorated with the holiday cheer, right? And normally the gate is open during this time. They were going to have a party on Sunday, but they usually give parties, and they usually do Conan O'Brien, yes. And so he said it was just really a sad time. He said finally they did get the search warrant. What happened was they get a massage every Sunday. She comes weekly, and she couldn't get in, so she did call Romy. Romy ran right over there just to check on them, and her immediately when she went in, she saw her dad, and she took off running. And she called not Conan O'Brien, but the other guy that's really good friends with her dad. Almost said it. Anyway, she called him first. Her roommate, she brought her roommate over with her. Roommate called 911. They explained to LAPD that Nick was very dangerous, that he was having like some bad like outbursts and some bad his actions, and he's a very dangerous person, and he needs to be the first person looked at for this unaliving. And so they started looking for him. Before I go on with the story, let me see where we are on the chat. No, she's in the Conan O'Brien party. He stopped people from calling the police during the argument. Oh, thank you for saying that. During the party, when the argument happened, so Nick walked up to a prominent producer and another person speaking, and this producer said, man, I really respect you, like you a lot, but we're having a private conversation. Like, we'll talk to you in just a minute, but can we, continue our conversation privately? And they said that he stood there and gave him the worst stare. And it was just right after that, that him and his dad had this outbreak. And he said that, Rob Reiner was talking to his friends, and he was like, as embarrassing as it is, I'm afraid of Nick. I don't know what he'll do if maybe we were alone with him, or if I was alone with him. I'm afraid of him. And he had been, making those comments and talking to really close friends about Nick. He had talked to one of his best friends. This guy was a black guy, and he said that he vouched for this black guy said that Rob vouched for him. He helped him get his first gig. He knows them, like he's like he's a friend that he sees on almost a daily basis. He said Nick had came to him, and he asked him, he said, listen, if you had a son or a child that was in the predicament that my child is in, how would you handle it? And his friend told him, he said, well, even though, he's grown, he's still your child. Don't give up on him. Keep him close to you, protect him, keep him safe. And he said, Rob said, that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. And he said, that's what he's been doing. So that's why Nick was living on the property with them. He was living in the little cottage that is connected right off of the dining room. And he would live over there. And so Rob and Michelle would do everything to keep him close, to keep him safe, try to get him in rehab, get him the help that he needed. And every time that he would feel better, like he was on meds, and every time he would feel better, he would stop taking his medication, which would make him have his psychosis. We're learning that also today, and we're just getting ready to hear this from TMZ, that Nick is going to plead not guilty by insanity, because he has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and have psychosis. And so he's going to plead not guilty in these 2 first-degree murder charges that he has. So let's listen to what TMZ say. I think you're right, Harlem. I'm going to play it on my iPad instead of playing it on the computer. Maybe that's better. So let me pull them up. Maybe. Let me see the comments. Wright says Nick was abused, guarantee it. Mark my words. You keep saying that, right? And it just kind of raises a flag for me in that maybe something went on because the way his lawyer presented to the community, to the public. So I'm not sure, but it feels like, I mean, I know for sure it was a drug struggle thing. And listen, we're everybody in, like, we all have been either had a family member or have been involved in some type of drug exchange or use, or it's affected us indirectly or directly in some kind of way. You know somebody, right? And when you have a child that's on drugs like that, like at times you can get frustrated with them. He's been kicked out of the house because he wanted to disrespect and use drugs. Like there's been a lot. There's a lot of the backstory behind all this that slowly and surely coming out. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe what caused his drug use, right? Was it his upbringing? Was it just when he got to a certain age? Because at 15 years old, he went inpatient rehab for the first time at 15 years old. So was it the crowd he was hanging around? Was it because I have this famous rich daddy and can do what I want to do, and I'm hanging around all these other rich kids? And I don't know, but that his mom and dad put him in what they are calling the most prominent inpatient that powerful, rich, multimillionaire put their children in or their family members in for inpatient services, right? So let's listen to TMZ just really quick. No. Well, we'll listen to him. Still TMZ. It didn't come up.
His upcoming Michelle. So Nick, we know, has had troubles with mental health and with addiction in the past. And so now a new report has come out claiming that Nick has actually been in a facility center where they've been administering some new medication for schizophrenia. He was arrested on Sunday night after his parents were found murdered in their bedroom, and now he's being held. We had Alan Jackson, most recently famous from the Karen Reed case a few months ago. Now he's coming in to represent Nick, and many people have been wondering, what is Nick's defense going to be? I think a lot of us were expecting him to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, and now that appears to be the case because we're hearing that at this facility, he was struggling with substance abuse issues and he was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he had become more erratic in recent weeks. So they were trying to adjust his medication, and now it appears that the theory that they're going with is that the medication made him so erratic that it made him capable of committing these murders. It's unlikely that Nick's going to say that he did it.
So pretty much exactly what we said. He's going to plead. I like the way TMZ tells it. He's going to, in January, when it's time for him to go to court, he is going to plead. That makes me mad because it won't play.
Based on the information.
Okay, here it is.
We now have Nick Reiner is not going to plead guilty to these murders. He is going to plead not guilty by reason of insanity, and here's why. We have learned that Nick Reiner was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he was under the care of a psychiatrist and receiving meds. His behavior in the month before the murders, and this is a quote from sources with direct knowledge, was erratic and dangerous. He went to an LA rehab facility in the time before the murders. He had been to a number, but in particular, this one that specializes in treating mental illness. It's really expensive. It costs $70,000 a month. Lots of rich, powerful parents send their kids to this facility who have mental illness, and Nick was there. In the 3 to 4 weeks, and this is so important, in the 3 to 4 weeks leading up to the murders, Nick's medications were changed. And they were changed because he was exhibiting more and more erratic and dangerous behavior. But when they were changed, they weren't right. And it was making him, as one source put it, crazy. And the doctors were trying to adjust the meds, but it wasn't working. And he was getting more and more erratic. In addition to that, Nick was abusing substances, and we're told the substance abuse worsened the schizophrenia. So all of this paints a picture of someone. In fact, these words were used to us by one of these sources with direct knowledge, that he was, quote, out of his head at the time of the murders. So based on everything I know, this is not going to be a case where they contest that Nick did it. I think they're going to concede it. I don't know that for a fact, but all of the...
What does it mean that they're going to concede it? I need to know. I need to know that.
Dots that we now have to connect lead us to, this is not going to be a not guilty plea, I didn't do it. This is going to be, at least at this point, based on everything we know, without saying more about sources, if I were a betting man, I would say this is a not guilty by reason of insanity.
So he's but even if it's
based on the information
stop.
we now have, Nick Reiner.
Come on,
is,
stop.
I just want to make bands.
No, we don't want to do that. Okay. So even I have a question. So like if he was to plead guilty by reason of insanity, and the judge, jury, whatever said, yeah, that's a fact, so that's what's happening. Wouldn't he go to like a institution, an inpatient institution, and just do time in that institution and be getting treatment like that? Montana is saying that he won't get no jail time because he's not even competent to stand trial. I get that. So won't they send him to like a crazy house or something, or a mental inpatient something, and he'll have to do years upon years in there, other than spending that time in prison, right? But it's sad. I just wonder what he's thinking. Like, I'm sure they've gotten his medicine in him now. And what is he saying? Because if he gets his medicine, he becomes normal, or he functions well on his medicine. Like, what is he saying about the murders that happened? Right. Let's see. That's technical. That's technicality for him to beat the case. Expensive facility doesn't mean excellent care. Paris Hilton went to school facility and they abused her. If he blames the parents for sending him there, then there you go. That could be true. That could be an option. There's so many scenarios. He can't even go to trial. He's not competent to stand trial. Yep, an institution. He is not going to a mental institution. Well, I mean, you're either, if you're okay, I need you to help me understand that, Montana, because if you pleading, so if you're competent to stand trial, you enter a plea, you either go to jury trial, you waive your plea, whatever, right? And at the end of the day, the jury finds you guilty or not guilty. If they find you guilty, you go to prison. This man still has committed the crimes. So he's not going to just walk the streets. They can't just let him go like that. So he's going to have to go and plead mental, like he's doing, and they're going to send him to an institution for a period of time, because he can't just walk free for unaliving somebody. He's got to do some kind of something. Like, there's consequences. And what you're saying, Montana, is that he won't do anything, any amount of time, not a day in jail, other than what he's being held on right now. Concede means can mean admitting, acknowledging, granting, yielding, or waiving the rights, agreement of the facts and pleading, where a party accepts a point or liability, etc., etc. Oh, I get it now. I get it. So what TMZ is saying is that they feel like they will concede. They eventually got the drop to charges on him. They don't. No. I don't believe they're going to drop the charges. I can see this. Is just me. I don't think they're going to drop the charges, but I can see now. I've been known to be wrong, Montana. You've been right, but I don't think they'll drop the charges. He's going to be charged with it, but he's schizophrenic, and he's going to do some kind of time inpatient. You can't. I mean, now listen. Sources are saying he's got the baddest lawyer for this kind of case in California. The baddest lawyer for this. So I mean, they might cut some corners, do some things. He might. He may not. But I just feel like they're going to put him inpatient somewhere. Wright says, depends on what's agreed upon. They might do mental institution or home confinement. Exactly. I mean, they're going to do something. They're not going to say, oh, you killed somebody. You was crazy. You was off your medicine. Go. Bye-bye. No, because guess what? When he starts feeling a little better again and he gets off his medicine, is his sister next? Is his brother next? You got to take all of that into consideration. Ugh. They were talking about so right, Harlem, come on, speak about it, because initially, before they got all of this information, I know, Montana, I know. Hey, Montana, if you call me and we can put you on the speaker. So they were agreed upon, right? Yeah. So they were talking before they got all of this extra information that they have now. They were talking about, because of the laws of California, 2 first degree counts, plus something else that made it dang, that's just crazy. 2 first degree counts a murder. And then it was something else that they added to it that made him eligible to have the death penalty. So with that said, I agree with you, Harlem. Like, he's not gonna just walk. He ain't gonna just walk. I need you to call in. Call in on the line. There you go. Okay, say something. Let me make sure they can hear you.
Y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear him? Let us know if you can hear him real quick. Let me read these while we're waiting for them to respond. They have got to drop the charge. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Okay, Harlem, right? Anybody that's in here, can y'all hear? The Mendez brothers killed their parents. They were being abused and then in jail. Okay, they said they can hear you. Hold on, Montana. They were being abused and they in jail and not getting off. No, and you see where they also went through this whole like thing and putting it all out there that they're gonna come home. They figured this out. They've been in long enough. They've been rehabilitated. They're coming home, and the judge was like, "Nope, you still ain't coming home." Right? So there's no excuse for you unaliving your parents and you get to walk free. So Montana, let us have it. What are your thoughts?
See, all right. I done seen a lot of stuff now. Now, at the end of the day, we talking about a guy. We ain't talking about nobody who committed a crime and then start to claim mental health. We talking about a guy that's had a mental health history, and that guy that explained that, he gonna get a lot of backlash and he gonna get in a lot of trouble. Because that guy that is just explained it.
That we just heard?
Yeah.
Come on, keep going.
Because because at the end of the day, every attorney, they hire their own private investigator and their own medical examiner. So if you do go to trial, you know the state gonna have their medical examiner come testify and all that other stuff, right? So now that you got medical experts that's gonna be there and say, hey, listen, we could prove that the doctor changed these meds and these are the things that he was going through. When I tell you when I explain to you that was a technicality, that's a real technicality. If that doctor go there, like I said, if that lawyer bring up an expert that say, hey, the medicine was changed and this is how he reacted to the medicine with him dealing with this type of mental illness, that's for him to walk away right there.
But here's the thing.
It's the doctor's fault.
I don't know. Okay, so they said that's different. During the case, it didn't come out until the case was almost over. They were being abused. Also, they were children and family community weren't believing them. Okay, go ahead, Martin.
So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, with that being said, if that's going to be proven, they're going to ask that doctor that was his psychiatrist, why was his medicine changed? What was the purpose of you changing his medicine? And she got to give a valid answer on why she did that.
Probably because the medicine before wasn't working.
And then she probably could lose her license because they could say, hey, with your neglectness, you caused the, you know what I'm saying, reckless behavior at your hands, huh?
But she's a professional. She's been seeing him, she or he, been seeing him and recognized that what we're doing now is not working. Let's try new medicine. They do that all the time.
But at the same time, how many people that you know that let's say let's say blood clots or something like that, dealing with blood clots. Mm-hmm. And you got doctors change your medicine, change your people medicine for no reason, and then they health get worse.
So are you trying to tell us that you think they changed his medicine for no reason? Because I won't believe that.
Listen, they changed his medicine because probably it's different reasons they change your medicine. It could be with a market, they can't get it no more. It could be different reasons.
Right. But
at the same time, how you know? But you know, family members that go to the doctor, they always get their medicine changed for no reason, and they get in worse condition than they was before, getting different side effects.
But I don't believe, and that's until they tell me. I don't believe that this doctor changed the medicine for no reason.
He's gonna walk. Watch what I tell you. He's gonna walk. Because they're trying to say, because what the defense is going to use is he's going to play hard on his mental health, and that it was done at the hands of that psychiatrist. Because everything was fine until then.
So Montana, I love this because guess what? There's a way. There's going to come a time where his attorney is going to have to fight this, right? And the exact things that you're saying could be some of the reasons that they might be fighting this. But again, medications are being changed all the time, and it's not. And I don't think that they're changing their medication just for the fun of it. I think there had to be some action that showed that what he's on right now is not working for him. We have this particular medication for what we're seeing. Let's try to see if this works for him. I don't believe they're just up and changing his medication and that somebody's going to be blamed for his actions for not taking his medicine and going and unaliving his parents.
Just like this right here. If you own a bar, right? And I come in your bar drinking. And I had too many drinks and I leave your bar and get on the road and unalive a whole family in an accident, you could be charged as well. Or be sued as well and lose everything. Because Yeah, because you're responsible for me because you should have never let me left your establishment under the conditions. You should have made me call an Uber.
So are you saying, you're comparing that to this and saying you should have took that medicine because the medicine I gave you made him go do what he did to his parents. What happened was he got mad, he was tripping at that party and it pissed him off, and he went home and he got to thinking about it, and people in that party wouldn't talk to him when he was trying to interrupt their conversations, and he was getting more pissed off and more pissed off. His daddy pissed him off, and when he got home, he said, I'm taking them out. I'm tired of this. I'm taking them out.
Watch that doctor get repercussions behind that. Lose her license and all. Watch. It's going to come out.
It is. I can't wait. We're going to be following this closely.
Wait till about next year, May or June. You'll see things start coming out as they prepare for the trial. If they ain't drop the charges by then. They're going to eventually have to drop them.
Anything ever happen in the future,
but he definitely ain't getting no life sentence or none of that.
He's definitely not walking.
He's walking. He's walking.
They're not dropping these charges on him.
He's walking.
What's today's date? I'm gonna make a note of this. 12, 19.
It's December 19th.
25.
6 days before Christmas.
6 days before Christmas at what time is it? 10:31 Central Time.
Well, it's midnight, so we're gonna say, 6 days, 5 days for Christmas.
I wrote it down because they're gonna have to. Okay, we'll see. And so the chat is saying medication is changed for Harlem says medication is changed for a reason to see what works best. I agree with you. Wright says, I get what you're saying, but they're going to have to prove why the original medicine weren't working. They'll be able to prove it. They're professionals, right? That's what I believe. Liable for serving too many drinks and allowing you to leave.
Right now, like say for instance, right now, right?
Hold on, my turn. I was just finishing up the chat. What they're saying, chat. Well, they're going to have to establish a timeline. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right. A couple of years ago, I was taking blood pressure medicine. And every 6 months, 7 months, I go to see a doctor, to check and see how I'm doing on my blood pressure medicine. I was taking my blood pressure medicine for about 3 years. Mm-hmm. And out of those 3 years, I done had 4 different blood pressure medicine changes without even me asking for it.
Was it because something wasn't working and it wasn't your blood pressure? Your numbers
it was working. It was working. But at the same time, I didn't ask for a change. I didn't have no complaints about my blood pressure, none of that. That's what made me get off. I've been on blood pressure medicine for about a good 6 years now because I don't take it because within 3 years, I had 4 changes.
Yeah.
For no reason at all.
Yeah, I get that. Well, I get
so
that.
So that's what made me understand his situation. You changing medicine. And if he, you changing medicine and now he's going through withdrawals because he used to taking this dosage and you putting him on this dosage. And then you got to wait a couple of days for this dosage to start kicking in and working.
Yeah. So then Harlem says a doctor has to allow time to see how you react to a medication. And by the time it was noted, whatever he was taking was wrong. It was too late. And Wright says, doctors do this. Let's try it. He says, doctor do, let's try this all the time. They'll say like, okay.
Especially when they see that you in your chart that you ain't allergic to nothing. Oh yeah, they're going to play the guinea pig with you. You're going to be the guinea pig.
But so back to Reiner. I still am going to stand on what I think is right. And let's talk about the doctor. My opinion is this. I don't feel like the doctor just was just, I feel like at this point, this is just me. They realized that they did change the medicine. The medicine, like Harlem said, hadn't had time to see if it was going to work, but they had just changed the medication because for whatever reasons prior, medications weren't working. He wasn't taking medication, whatever the case was. The professional felt that they needed to try to change it to see if this medication would work for them. I don't feel like he's going to just walk for going and unaliving.
Let me tell you this right here.
I don't feel like he is going to get. I feel like that he can probably get insanity or you know, whatever, but he's going to do something. They're going to put him in an institution for a period of time. Maybe not life, but he's going to go inpatient for something.
Listen, let me tell you this right here. And this right here, I'm gonna tell you this right here, and I'm gonna stand by it. All right, this is a high publicity case.
Yep.
We ain't talking about no regular, ordinary people. This was Hollywood. That man was Hollywood.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Billionaire supporters, everything.
Yep.
All right. So with this high publicity case, right? And they got a guy charged with 2 counts of an unaliving of his own parent, and he get a lawyer that fast, one of the best lawyers in the state, that fast to take that case. He gonna beat it because ain't no lawyer that's even that good gonna take that case of a high publicity case and lose. Because if his family wasn't supporting him and he had no money to buy an attorney, he'd have got a little pro bono. And if he'd have got a pro bono attorney or a public defender, this case is still early. He wouldn't have been appointed to one yet. It at least took him a month or 2 to get up for a public defender.
How we don't know Mr. Allen is not pro bono?
That man ain't pro bono.
How we know he's not offering it?
If he is, he voluntarily wanted that case because he know he could beat it.
And then
because
also,
you don't get no pro bono lawyers that fast. He was just charged last week. You don't get no pro bono or no public defender that fast. Because when you go to court and you go to that magistrate court and they deny your bond and say you got to go to the higher courts to get a bond, you got to sign paperwork saying that you need a public defender, and it go through like a 21-day or 30-day process.
Right. I'm not saying Mr. Allen is a pro bono attorney. I'm saying, what if he volunteered his services because he sees the big picture?
That's what I said. He volunteered his services because he knew he could beat it. That's why he got an attorney that fast. That's why I know he's going to beat it. Because ain't no attorney going to come up and get that case so fast if they know it's unbeatable with a high publicity case and they lose and they name on it.
That makes sense.
Everything is about $1 today.
True. Yeah, right. Said the lawyer might have decided to take the case. We just don't know. And then as far as the medicine, it may not be malpractice, but it definitely could have been just the wrong call that the professional made. I don't know. I don't know.
Watch this case. Watch this case going to shock the whole world. And people going to be saying, oh, he got out because he white and his family rich. You're going to hear those controversials. Watch he shock the world.
It's messed up.
He's going to shock the world. But you see my comment about the Epstein?
Did I miss it?
No, Epstein files came out today. Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, all them names was in it. They had pictures, and their pictures was in it.
Oh, hold them up.
And they had Bill Clinton swimming in the pool. But yeah, Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, and somebody else.
Hold on, let's see if we can. Epstein files release includes redacted records, more photos of Trump, DOJ. Let me see if we can see this. All right, let me finish with Reiner first. Let me make sure we're done here. Gypsy Rose syndrome by proxy did 8 years of 10. Gypsy Rose Munchausen syndrome by proxy did 8 years out of 10. That's why I say, don't say he ain't gonna do no time, because he just might regardless. All right, so let's see. It just came out today.
Yeah, it came out today. Now it all makes sense because you got Chris Tucker and Bill Clinton at the party, right? And then you remember back in that time when that Rush Hour movie came out, Rush Hour, and Chris Tucker said, "Who you think you got, Bill Chelsea Clinton?" You remember that?
Yeah. There's Bill right there in the pool.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
Bill.
get it. There you go. That's Bill in the pool. I hate I have to do it this way. I want to show it. And then I saw there's Bill Clinton again, Michael Jackson. So now, who is this man? He looks familiar. Convicted self-defense sits on the couch with journalist Walter Cronkite. I know he looks familiar. So Walter Cronkite is up in there. Bill Clinton again. Singer, Rolling Stones, former President Bill Clinton, Mick Jagger. Yeah, so just like we thought, the files may have been released, but they are redacted. What was the point? Oh, you show some pictures of some people, but there's Diana Ross. Show is who is this with the who is that face with it blacked out like that? Oh, I wish y'all could see this. Michael Jackson, Bill Clinton just chillaxing, honey. There is a lot of eyes looking at these. Let me start up here because they scratch things out. They put people's faces blacked out, sitting on Bill Clinton's lap. The Justice Department released tens of thousands of records Friday today on convicted ex-offender Jeffrey Epstein though many of the files are heavily redacted, and the agency failed to meet a legal deadline to release all files related to this investigation. The material comes after a year-long bipartisan push for the government to release its files on the Epstein investigation. Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson both initially sought to block or delay the effort, but Democrat Ro Khanna, Democrat of California, and Republican Rep. Thomas Massie, who authored the Epstein Files Transparency Act, used procedural moves called a discharge petition to force a vote on the bill on the House. I'm going to skip that. The Attorney General does have the ability to redact or withhold information that personally identifies victims or would jeopardize an active federal investigation. But those redactions must be accompanied by a written justification and submitted to Congress. I've been very disappointed with the partial nature of the releases, Khanna told PBS NewsHour's Liz Landers on Friday night, saying there was no information about why certain material was redacted. And it's supposed to have why they redacted all of that. The comments are saying the files are heavily redacted. Okay, not only heavily redacted, they weren't the full file. Everybody was on the island, and it's only a select few a joke. Only a select few a joke. Don't believe it. Yeah, this is crazy. They only picked who they wanted to show. This is why, and we knew this was going to happen. This is why Bill Clinton, this is why Donald Trump changed his mind and said, yeah, go ahead and release the files. It's okay. You have my permission now. He knew they were going to redact, and they were going to take him out of every file that they even thought he was on the files that they were going to release. They made sure he was not part of those files. And that's why he agreed to go ahead and release the files.
I want to ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump been moving funny for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And he been signing executive orders, changing certain laws and everything. So now I'm wondering, you changing all of these different laws out the blue.
Yeah.
All these laws that you're changing are the laws that you're committing, and you going on and change them. So if you ever get caught up, it ain't against the law no more.
Right. Yep. That's it. That is so right. Look at Bill Clinton just chilling.
Bill Clinton, the man, he got honeys in his lap. Oh,
Like I said, he is relentless.
with his margarita.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's Hillary?
That's my question. Where your wife?
Hey, I know it was an argument in their house today.
See, you notice how, but
You
you
heard me.
notice how they only showing most of these pictures got Bill Clinton in it. That was one of he's Trump's rivalry. Trump wanted him to be seen in this light. He wanted Bill Clinton to be seen in this light. That's why he's showing him. But we're not seeing anything about him.
Hey, you heard what I said?
What'd you say?
I said, I know it was an argument in their household today, Bill Clinton. You probably might be sleeping on the couch tonight.
Ghislaine, longtime confidant, gives him a foot massage. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, that's it. They might as well have kept that to themselves.
Listen, everybody in the world freaky.
They should have just.
You heard me?
I heard you. They should have just kept all of those files to themselves. They should have just kept to themselves. Because what good was it? Hillary already knew. Oh, Harlem said Hillary knew about it anyway. Wasn't no argument. She knew where her man was. Did he put
And what about the other girl he had in the White House?
What's her name? Lewinsky.
Marilyn Monroe?
Who?
Marilyn Monroe, ain't it?
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, you remember they said he was in the White House with another woman?
Oh, I thought it was Monica.
No, it wasn't no Monica.
Yeah.
Monica who?
Lewinsky.
Yeah, that's who. Yeah, I'm talking about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. He said Hillary. Harlem said Hillary knew. She'd been on the island too. She was out there too. She was laid up too. Allegedly. Yeah, it's crazy. So we finally get like tens of thousands of files that was so redacted that it doesn't make sense. And not only were they redacted, but they did not give a response as to why they were redacted.
And you know what was shocking to me? Is Chris Tucker, Diana Ross, and Michael Jackson was in that same circle.
Yep. And Diana Ross, him and Diana Ross, best friend, they on the island. I didn't see Chris. Who'd you say, Chris Tucker?
Yeah, Chris Tucker.
I didn't see his picture yet. I'm gonna go look. So let's move on. It's getting late. Let's move on.
But I might get out this phone.
Okay. So I was looking at Vlad as well. Yes, I did. I think you sent me that too. Yes, I did. And we're going to play that. I saw them on there, Clarissa and Pat Post looking so cute. But I wanted to look at this one first because I was interested. I don't even know who he is other than he's an ex-worker. Let's listen to what he have to say. This is an interview with Vlad. He's another ex-worker that was involved with Sean Diddy Combs. Listen to what he has to say, and shout out to Vlad for this. We want to give him his props if y'all want to go over there and look at it. 50 Cent responded, dirty little ex-worker was working two or three at a time. Vlad, I want that tape. 50 Cent crazy. Okay. So let me share this. This is another ex-worker. Oh my God, Vlad built that up for people to watch. Okay, look. This one.
And but he was like, he a porn star. He get tested regularly.
Diddy would kind of direct the whole thing, right?
Yeah, he was directing, saying what he wanted to see. Trying not to look as much as possible, but it's hard not to see it. But I would say maybe a couple inches, maybe 3. I don't know.
3 inches.
Yeah, it's
3.
Yeah, that's from what I seen.
When
You
we
see
watch
the video, it's
no,
like,
I saw the video. I saw the video, and yeah, as he's pleasuring
I ain't
himself.
trying to judge the man on his.
I'm not judging him either,
but you know,
in this
that's what he
video,
got.
in this video, he's pleasuring himself.
Yeah.
Right. I looked this up. This is a condition called micropenis.
Yeah.
There's a
There you have it. Another ex-worker dealt with Cassie and Diddy. And he putting Diddy's business in the street. I have no words. I have no words for him. None. Here's my favorite that we're gonna close out with tonight. If we can get it up. My favorite. Oops.
Because we know y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
no,
but y'all know us, but sometimes people pretend like they don't know us. That's what get on my nerves.
I think for most people, it's like, what happened?
Man, like, come on. So
I think during that time, I know for myself,
that takes time. Like it's a divorce. It's not something that just happens overnight. You know what I'm saying? But people's life don't stop because of that. You know what I mean? It's papers, it's time, it's all this stuff that gotta happen. But at the end of the day, we move forward with our lives. Like
I wish you the best.
For sure.
We got some great, amazing things going on. And like I said, this is my best friend right here, man. We living our life.
We've been together over 1.5 years now. It'll be 2 years next year in September. We at the end of the year. Some of this stuff is just so old.
Oh my God. Oh, I thought I clicked off again. Here's what I'll say about this. I know. I guess I can't show. I have to do StreamYard to show videos. But listen, here's what I'm going to say about this video, about this interview at the Breakfast Club. I feel like now, y'all know I cut for Clarissa, and I like Remy too. But I don't feel like Clarissa should be speaking on, I saw that in the comment as well too. I don't think that she should be speaking on Remy in an interview. That let Papoose answer that. Because he was like, I wish you could get it together. You guys could get it together just for friend and just for parenting. That takes time. No, we need to figure out parenting immediately because there's a child involved. So at that point, I just don't, and right. Not even like, but if you notice, he did cut it off. He kind of got in there and just started trying to talk about something else. But I feel like she shouldn't be able to talk about the divorce or the child or the parenting or nothing else publicly. Like that's for Remy and Pap that's for Remy and Pap to fix on their own. And so she shouldn't get the opportunity to do that. I feel like he needs to control that. She said a lot. I mean, I know Clarissa, but Clarissa, listen, I think that's not your lane. That's my opinion. No disrespect, because I really like you, but your lane is not to get in the middle of the divorce thing and the child thing at all. By no means. Let them handle it like adults. Let them handle it. Let Pat talk on it, or don't even speak on it at all when y'all have an interview together like that. That's just my opinion. So anyway, I'm sorry about the glitching on here. I don't know what the deal is, but we finally got through the live. Even though we had to switch some things up. Thank y'all so much for being here with us tonight. Thank you for hitting the like button. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. Thank y'all though. But happy Friday. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna be coming live tomorrow a couple times probably, just because there's so much to talk about. I wanted to really touch bases. I'm gonna do this before we go. Man, listen. Also, here's my other homegirl. I like Tamar Braxton. I don't like that. I don't like the story about her mouth and teeth being kicked out, and she can't come and talk about it and tell us because she don't. I don't like that. But I think she has a beautiful voice. I love. She's funny to me. She's messy. She is, but I like her on the Braxtons, and I love to hear her sing. But I don't know. I really don't know that Tamar is a. I'm gonna do the update as soon as we get off of here. I don't know that Tamar is a live professional singer right now. She could get there because she can't sing, but there's been a couple of times, unless she's just going through something. The girl can sing, but these last couple of times that we've heard from Tamar, it's been a wreck. And to go and perform at the 30th anniversary of Waiting to Excel, you blew it. You blew it. You dropped the bomb, Tamar. Stop. Don't do that. Don't do all that you was trying to do. Stay in your comfort lane, your comfort zone. Because when you're in your comfort zone, you do really well. But all that, she blew it. She blew it. What do y'all think? Like, what are you thinking about Tamar? I think Tamar blew it a couple of times this week with her live performances. You sound good so far. See if she stay like that. She trying too hard. Yeah. Come on, go back up. There we go. She gonna mess up. Oh, not there. She did good so far. So far, so good. Here we go. I don't know. In the beginning, she did good, but I think she's too extra. That's just one performance that she had that she blew. She can sing though. I mean, I can't take that from her. She can sing. She can sing. She was blessed with a voice. It's just if she don't try to be too extra, she can knock it out. She'll be all right. Anyway, really quick, the AI lady came back and she has clapped back at Kalani and Jermaine Dupri in a song that she wrote. She can't sing. I think she can, right? I think she can sing in the studio. I mean, yeah, in the studio. I don't think she's a live performer. So I guess if you can really sing, you can sing in the studio or live. It doesn't matter. Recorded or live, you can sing, right? But I think I think she can sing. I think she got a little voice. Rice says she can't sing. I just think she's too extra. Like, take a little bit of that off and just be who you are. Because in the beginning, she came out, she did all right. But the AI lady said that she wrote a song. She can't perform. She can't sing. She cannot perform. I don't like her performance. I wouldn't pay a ticket to go see Tamar. Well, I don't know. I like Tamar. I'll support her. Nope. Studio stuff is fixed, very fixed. Okay. I tried, Tamar. He said no, and no. Zanaya AI lady. Remember, she was on CBS. She's the one that's behind the AI that was writing, that signed that multi-million-dollar deal with a big label. And Jermaine Dupri and Kalani came out and had something to say about it, because there's like, how in the world can you do that? You can't even sing, like, right? So she came back and she used words like this, like, jealous. It's some of the words in her song was like, jealousy was loud when your confidence was low. Talking about I'm not real. Your voice was shaking when you came out and said, because you know I got it going on, something like that. Went to the media first. But you don't know what you're talking about my worth or something like that. So she clapped back and was like, don't comfort me. Do not comfort me. I sat back. I listened to y'all. I took it as long as I can. And she came back and she wrote a song and she went there. So she's like, she ain't just sitting back being quiet, where people have a lot to say about people that are writing and making millions off of AI. When there are people that really real body people that can sing and have the talent and have a harder time and can't even get a deal, where she got this multi-million deal. So is it jealousy, or is it just real facts that is just really not fair? He said, I heard the new song. It was trash. Yeah, it was. You're not real. You're AI. The very definition of not real. Yeah. So she was like, and so when she said jealousy was loud when your confidence was low, I don't think Jermaine Dupri's confidence is low by no means. You might want to holler at him and see, can you get on a couple of his people's songs if you can go that hard. She was like, y'all talking about my pen go hard, whatever. But like AI is not real. Like it's not a real thing. You're not putting in the work. You don't have the voice behind that pen. Where other people are just came out and just kind of told you how they felt. So, but I think this is just going to be an ongoing conversation, an ongoing battle with AI versus real people, and in every sector, not just the industry, the music industry, but in every sector, there's going to be a AI and real people battle, is what I think. So with that said, y'all, happy Friday night. It's going into Saturday night. Oh, it's Sunday. It's Saturday for some of y'all already. But have a good night. Come back tomorrow. Let's talk about it some more. There's more stuff on my list that we didn't even get to. We just get into these conversations. They'd be really good. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the likes. Come back tomorrow. We'll talk about it. All right. Have a good night. We'll see you soon. Thank y'all for being here. Good night.